Hey guys, and welcome to the HeflaTV presentation of the Dota League Season number 3, the European Division 2, Cleave Gaming versus Eu4ia in a 2-game series. To just get ahead in the group stage, I guess. They're still early in the games for both of those teams, so a long way ahead of them. But my name is Coucher, and I am joined by Benji.
Hey, as we are here once again with another game, and these two very good teams going up against each other. Cleave, I think, was part of the TI4 qualifiers, who I think they did okay considering the level of teams that were in that tournament. While on the other hand, we also have Eu4ia, a kind of a team that's been around for a bit in the amateur semi-pro scene, and they are made up some solid players, even if they do keep shifting things around.
Yeah, they most certainly are, and well, coming to this draft, just standard stuff, apart from the center Warrunner as a first ban from Eu4ia. This definitely must be some inside information. I myself haven't casted Cleave for a long time. They used to be aware before, I think at least. So it's been a pretty long time, at least a month and a half, maybe even 2 months. So maybe it's just their favorite hero, but of course this left the Faceless Void open, and now there's a Skyref Mage, Faceless Void combination. Do you think it was a mistake to leave that combo open?
Well, if you're going to leave the Faceless Void up, there's just so many things that go into it very nicely that, you know, you're going to leave at least some of that combo up, so to say. But either way, as in, it is worth noting that the Skyref Mage is a little bit difficult to, you know, he's one of the more powerful combos with the Faceless Void, because he basically instantly takes out someone. If you can get the ultimate on someone for the full duration, at level 2, it basically kills most supports.
Yeah, I mean, 1000 damage on Skyref Mage's ultimate, just so sick, to be honest, if you can get the full duration on it. And with the Faceless Void, it should, like, almost 100% of the time be a full duration, unless, like, magic nether swaps happen or something like that. But of course, Cleave, having some pretty strong heroes themselves, a Razor and a Shadow Shaman, and now Eu4ia banning out a Timber Saw as well. So they're definitely banning a little bit differently than otherwise you would see teams do it. I do believe though that Cleave might have ran a Timber Saw yesterday against Compass Gaming as well. It's vaguely in my mind. I didn't cast it myself, but I do recall seeing one.
Well, yeah, as we do see on the opposite side, we have the Tinker being picked up. Tinker, a very nice hero.
Yeah, most certainly it's just such a strong addition, and of course, if he can stay out of the Chronosphere, he can always laser the Faceless Void, so the Faceless Void's right clicks actually won't do anything for 3 seconds, just having that miss chance. That is always one nice thing, and overall just March of the Machine spam with the heat-seeking missiles on top of it once he has enough mana. But Eu4ia, they do go for the Tinker counter, the Nether Ward for the Pugna.
Yep, and I say that's a very nice move right there, as it does, at least before Tinker starts to get really farmed, does shut down that Tinker to some extent, as it does look like that Eu4ia might want to start going for a little bit more push in their lineup, as in have that Faceless Void in the off lane, have the Skyref Mage Pugna rotating around ganking, and, you know, pick up a few more pushes for the final 2 heroes and be able to just take this fight to Cleave. On the other hand, though, Cleave, you know, the Tinker versus Faceless Void battle, so to say, is all just rather simply a case of, does Faceless Void hit the Chronosphere on top of the Tinker?
Yeah, it's, well, Cleave, they do pick a Vengeful Spirit for themselves. I was slightly touching on that hero, and well, even if they catch the Tinker now, if Vengeful Spirit's positioning is on spot, he can still swap the Tinker out. Although even then, Tinker, some time will be wasted, Vengeful Spirit will be completely out of position. So, at least Cleave, they're trying to counteract the Chrono somewhat. And now Eu4ia? What will they go for in return? Will they pick up more heroes that can deal with the Tinker? Maybe get something like a Storm Spirit now for the mid lane? Of course, if they want to run the Pugna mid lane, they can even go for like a Spectre safe lane if they really wanted to. Although Spectre does take an awful long time to actually be a powerhouse, and by that time, the Tinker already might be too sick.
Yep, as we do have the Earth-Shaking getting picked up himself, and we're seeing more teamfight combo coming out. As in, personally, with the Faceless Void being picked up, I do prefer the Sanking to some extent, as you can use its ultimate even while inside that Chronosphere, but either way, the Earthshaker, as long as he hits his good fissures and doesn't block off the Faceless Void, you know, it's always a good pickup, and has been very popular in more recent days.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, it feels like I see him at least in 50% of the games nowadays, almost. Just such a strong hero, although pretty much nothing got changed about him. At some point, Echo Slam did get buffed a little bit. But all in all, is still a pretty damn strong hero at the moment. More likely than not, he's going to be played in the support role, of course. We do see carry Earthshakers every now and then, but it is really a thing that can only work in a certain amount of situations. But Cleave, they pick up a Naga Siren for themselves as well. And does this mean it's going to be something like a Tinker safe lane, Vengeful Spirit, Shadow Shaman, Razor off lane, as an aggressive tri lane of course, and Naga mid, or Naga safe lane, Tinker mid? Can be either way, I guess.
Yep, as we are going to be slowly seeing, you know, just a huge amount of anti-counter teamfight coming out from that Naga Siren, just simply because it's a very nice pickup right there, and there's a lot of ways they can lane it because of that. As in, they could go aggressive, they could go defensive, they can simply have that farming Naga, a mid Naga Siren. Basically, there's no set way they have to lane this.
Actually, when I think about it, I would actually kind of like a Tinker tri lane now as well. Aggressive one, just leaving the Razor, what will most likely be up against an offlane Faceless Void, at least by the draft Eu4ia has so far. I mean, Razor completely crushes Faceless Void. Tinker, Shadow Shaman, Vengeful Spirit would have the burst and the lockdown to just wreak havoc on an aggressive tri lane as well, and leave Naga Siren to farm up mid lane. Of course, Eu4ia's last pick might change Cleave's idea of what they want to run as well. But like we said, they're just so flexible about their laning situation at the moment. And it is always nice to have. When you're just able to adapt in a game of Dota, it just increases your win chance so much.
Well, yeah, as we are going to be seeing this last pickup coming in very, very soon, and they have got the Faceless Void, which can go off lane or in that carry position, so they can either pick up another off laner. There's still a few of the very nice ones left available, such as the Ascent, or, you know, we've also seen a Bristleback picked up a few times. Or they could just simply go for a carry and have the Faceless Void be merely a Chronosphere and have another core. And then later on have that Faceless Void transition into a harder carry.
Yeah, they can definitely do so, although there's actually only like a handful of Faceless Voids that I have seen successfully carry when their team hasn't just completely dominated from the get-go almost. And so far, yes, the Skyriff Mage, if his early rotations work out, he can completely snowball, get that early level 6. And Eu4ia, last pick for them is going to be the Gyrocopter, so some extra damage into the Chronosphere of course, just having the cooldown, the Flak Cannon as well helping out. But I do feel that Eu4ia, they have to be rather fast on their just early game momentum. They don't even have to get so many kills, they just have to get some nice farm, maybe start snowballing on the towers. But they only have the Pugna to actually properly damage the towers as well. So it's a lot up to the Skyriff Mage and the Earthshaker to just rotate around early and create space all across the map.
Yes, they do actually have a lot of... they've got a lot of potential push later on with their possible teamfight to keep the opposing team out of range with the threat of an Earthshaker plus Faceless Void doing its damage and the Pugna constantly chipping away. But at the same time, as in, I do also feel that the counter push coming out from Cleave is also very, very strong. The Tinker, always good. The Naga Siren with the Rat Doto, kind of the replacement to Phantom Lancer now that he's no longer picked. And even obviously the Shadow Shaman, you can't really forget about his pushes. His push starts up as soon as he hits level 6, so this isn't exactly, you know, pure 5-man, 15-minute all towers down TI4 finals kind of push. But both these two teams do have the ability to very quickly take towers.
It's definitely decent enough as far as just tower dropping speed goes. Nothing too crazy like you said, and well, maybe it's a good thing that we won't see just 15 minutes GG when we know the result like 9 minutes into the game or something. But as we are paused anyway, I guess it's ample time to just introduce the lineups now. I'll start with Eu4ia, as Misko will be playing the Gyrocopter for them, KOTD playing the Faceless Void, Sela on the Pugna, leaving Lil and Lucius, the stand-in, on the Skyriff Mage. And the last one for them will be Vilik on a... oh, I don't know what hero it's going to be. An Earthshaker.
Yep, I was about to say, it was an Earthshaker. On the other hand, though, we do have Cleave. Many will consider the more stable and the favourite to win this. They're also currently 1-1 in this tournament, as the same as Eu4ia. We do have King R, question mark, exclamation mark, Batman on the Vengeful Spirit, Met Pum on the Shadow Shaman, Roger with a J and ER capitalized, and the Exco on Razor. And that name just doesn't sound right. I feel I'm pronouncing that wrong.
It should be, I don't know, I've always said him as Xako, but as it looks like we have a crap ton of Russian viewers, so somebody wants to get timed out because they just love to spam, but other than that, I mean, it's either Xako or Hakon, depending on if it's from the Cyrillic alphabet or just English one. Not the English one, I guess, Latin one.
Or maybe just known as X, AK, ooh.
Oh, that would be funny.
That is now his new name. Mr. Ooh. No, X Ooh.
And actually, I'm not too sure how Shadow Shaman should be as well. It can be Metrim, because a P is an R and U is an I. So, I mean, always weird with those Russian names. I do believe it's going to be Metrim because it makes more sense than Metpum. But who knows?
Russia, where the names are all made up and the letters don't matter.
Well, at least I can read Russian, or I know what the letters mean. If it actually comes to words, I have no idea what they mean. But I can read it out. That's all I can do.
But yeah, so we do also have the customary, at the beginning of the game, pause. That time of celebration that everybody loves. It's like the best part of Dota, apart from everything else.
I mean, yeah, it almost always happens at least. And well, Willik has picked up his Earthshaker now. Maybe the rest of Eu4ia already as well. Cleave most certainly should be.
Well, hopefully it will be soon.
Well, no go has been given yet at least, and Earthshaker, he looks like he's clawing to the sky or something. Has an invisible wall he wants to climb.
I'm actually trying to click the button and I'm missing completely. I know the entire team actually looks pretty awesome in this position.
Yeah, they looked really majestic there, but couldn't go back to Cleave to check it out. But we are underway. We do have a I wanted to say cute, but is this patch courier really cute?
Well, the owl on the opposite side is actually really super cute. He got like little arrows in his pouch and.
Oh my god, those big eyes, those big anime eyes. Oh man.
Not quite as cute as the panda, but pretty close.
I never want this courier to die, but Cleave, they have smoked up. And can they get the first blood? Little and Licious, he might be just wondering where he shouldn't.
Yeah, he's going to have to be a little bit careful, but he is going to go back. And this aggressive gank, well, it depends how far they want to dive, but we just see Faceless Void, how defensive he's playing right now. This is probably going to be an aggressive tri-lane, which... Do Eu4ia dodge this? Cleave, I mean, dodge this?
Well, we will see, because they themselves, they don't have too much information going for them at the moment, at least. They do place down Observer Ward, of course. Little good does it to you if nobody actually runs past it in the first few minutes, and they are going to leave behind an aggressive tri-lane, but it is actually with the Naga Siren. And Xako, will he head to the safe lane, or will Kingar take that position?
Yeah, this is going to be a bit interesting, as we do obviously see that the Faceless Void is going to be 1 versus 3 here. He's going to know he's 1 versus 3. This ward is seeing everything.
And such a good ward placement. They do have one center in Roger, and man, there's actually Roger support Naga Siren are really seeing this. I mean, he's running around with wards, leaving Batman to play the Vengeful Spirit, who by his items actually might be a carry after all. So I mean, I was almost completely off with how they're going to lane this and who's going to play what.
Well, we do see that Razor is going to be on that solo safe lane. And he's going to be against.
They're going to go in. The net comes out onto Scylla mid lane. Do they have enough burst damage to Metrim? Very nice Fisher Tinker. He's caught on the wrong side. The nether ward is down as well, and the first blood goes to Eu4ia instead. I mean, that was an easy turnaround. Both Lil and Licious and Willik were just hanging around, and Kingar still drops even lower.
Yeah, Kingar taking a whole bunch of harass, and he doesn't have that much regen. He does have a thing being sent to him on the courier with that lovely salve, but at the same time, he's going to keep getting harassed down by that nether ward, and this looks like it's going to be a Pugna mid versus the Tinker, which should be pretty nice for the Tinker, in fact. Due to that nether ward just constantly draining that mana, constantly doing as much damage every time he goes to that laser. And, you know, the majority of Pugna's damage is magic, it's not to right-click.
Yeah, he's just going to use the nether blast to, at the same time, harass as well as get lasted. Tinker, of course, should be able to just steer clear of the nether blast. And oh, there's another smoke coming. One Fisher might be just an easy setup for the kill on Kingar, and Tinker. Will he be caught by this? Oh, they're gonna come in, Willik. Fisher about to come out. Should be a block as well, indeed it is. Kingar gets caught on the wrong side. Nether Blast comes out. Nether Ward was down just in case. And, well, Sila gets himself a kill.
And this is a very good start coming out from Eu4ia. Not only getting that initial counter gank coming out and just paying attention to where the enemy supports are. You see Razor is going to take out Gyrocopter with the help of his two supports.
Well, Gyro definitely not the best offlane hero. Of course, I guess they were expecting him to actually match up against Razor so that they could leave Faceless Void bottom. Although the Trident has shifted from Cleave. Batman still on the Vengeful Spirit, sitting at 9-1 compared to 9-4. And Vengeful Spirit alone shouldn't be too big of a threat to Faceless Void, I think. Just with the backtrack, his own time lock to harass, and just having a stout shield as well to help out with the tanking of the range damage.
I don't know if I'm being crazy right here, but is this a core Vengeful Spirit coming out, actually?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I figured it out when they left him solo and the Naga Siren together with the Shadow Shaman went to rotate mid. It is actually, or at least to me, it feels like a Russian thing. Virtus.pro like to run it quite a lot. Power Rangers experimented it with as well. And I have seen no other team do it other than just CIS teams.
Yep, as I'm not saying it's terrible, as in out of all the usual support heroes, Vengeful Spirit's probably one of the few that probably can actually carry, due to the fact that not only is she an agility hero, she's also got that minus armor and a vengeance aura, both of which scale pretty hard.
Yeah, and actually, just as I was saying, the Faceless Void should be able to just tank up the damage that Vengeful Spirit has with the right clicks. Batman, he actually does a lot to the Faceless Void in return, and not even using any of his spells, I think, there. But
Yeah,
at the moment, like one Magic Missile, Howl of Terror, a few right clicks might even be enough to bring him down.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be super careful as, you know, all we see this Batman waiting for is just
top
that
lane,
one mistake.
Roger, he goes down, Exago. Well, Static Link was activated for just a smidgen of a second, but didn't do much as Sila. Looks like he tried to even dive King Auror. Took a lot of damage in return at least. And now Magic Missile onto the Faceless Void. He gets the time walk away. But Batman, he's doing really well. Last hit twice though, Faceless Void just keeps up. Although he's out of regen now.
Yep, as we are slowly approaching that 4-minute mark. And we're already seeing a lot of rotation gaps coming out from all these support heroes. Which is, you know, mostly going in favor of Eu4ia right now. Especially considering the fact that the Vengeful Spirit is actually doing a lot better than I thought she would have in this kind of lane.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference to me is just Razor compared to the Gyrocopter. Having 6-0 compared to 19-10. This Gyrocopter has just absolutely been dominating last hits on this top lane.
Yep, even with his 1 death and 1 assist, he's, you know, getting the most farm. And a lot of people don't realize, especially at the low levels in the game, that, you know, ganking and killing doesn't actually give you that much money unless you're doing it all the time. It gets you a lot of experience, but in terms of gold, you know, generally just sitting in lane and farming is the best way to get the cash, even if you die a few times.
Yeah, it's... I mean, two things, just... Or rather 3 things. Getting kills, I mean, getting the actual last hits for them, not just assists. Then, pure farming up at mid lane, then Nether Blast. Nether Ward comes out as well. Nether Blast finally is there. Ancient Seal, the boosting of the magic damage might be enough, but Kingar is pretty damn tanky. But the last right click, 50 arcane bolts are gonna get the kill. And Snare a little bit too late. Sila gets out of the tower range. No mana for another Nether Blast to Creepify on himself. And he escapes.
Yeah, he did manage to get away right there. And Naga Siren, there's not support not really working out for them at the moment, as they're currently 4-1 down. And this Tinker's not having the greatest time in mid lane. Although he is keeping up in terms of last hits, having those 2 deaths is really going to hurt him.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, at the moment he only has the bottle. Usually you're aiming like at least a 10-minute boots of travels with a bottle as well as his soul ring on top of that. But just being shut down at the moment. And of course, when you die is also a big factor. I mean, if you have just used your gold and die, no biggie, but sometimes you just drop 200 gold when dying. That's definitely not a good part. But he can still catch up if anybody just stacks up for him. And actually, speaking of stacking, they do triple stack the Ancients now.
But the real difficult thing we're going to be seeing is the fact that, like what I said before, all that experience that kills get you is what really makes, you know, getting those solo kills amazing. And Pugna's almost level 7. And at level 7 is very damaging to towers. Is this Tinker marshal machines or not? As he does look like this Pugna wants to go for it. He's going to do a whole bunch of damage to Kingar as he just tanks it to the face.
He should be fine as long as Pugna is alone, I think. Yes, with the life drain, the Creepify combination might still be in some danger. But I do believe 1v1 Tinker is gonna be fine. And bottom lane, they just keep on farming up. Faceless Void has pulled ahead a little bit. Poor man Shield, of course, helping out. But he has the crown already. There's the Skyrim as well. Will they go for it? Magic Missile onto Faceless Void in return. There is the Ancient Seal onto Roger. Nothing to stop him. There's the Chronosphere as well. He wants to go for Naga first, but the damage is actually not significant at all. Finding Arcane Bolts to finish the job. But Magic Missile onto Skyrim Mage. Can Batman get the kill? One more right click. Yes, he can. But now Time Lock. Perfect hit. The Creep Wave helping out a little bit as well. And Faceless Void. Time Walk, unfortunately for him on cooldown. Oh, one more Time Lock, come on. You can do it, Void. Or can he? One more right click will be to finish the job. Roger, though, might help out as top lane. Gyrocopter got the kill on the Shadow Shaman in the meantime. And Roger not even going to attempt to just go for the Ensnare Riptide at all.
Well, yeah, he knows that that's a Time Walker off cooldown. So you're just simply going to get the harassment in and get a little bit of levels, as Void is going to get the hell out of dodge. Just not having enough health or mon to really contest should anyone else turn up in this lane. And, you know, this Nagasaran not really doing the best in terms of levels, and that's one of the few things that you really do need, even a support Nagasaran. Just get that level 6 up. Get that ability to, you know, stop team fights and turn things around.
Yeah, it can help, of course. But it's only a 3-minute cooldown, and they support Nagasaran. Unless things just start going epically their way, it's gonna be so hard to actually keep on catching up. But oh, the courier does make it out with the speed boost. Skyrim Mage did find it out, and actually concussive shot goes onto the Tinker. Are they really following up? Don't think so. Sila is gonna go for the tower instead.
Nope, they're gonna pick up that tower. Just him harassing out the Tinker so we can get...
Oh, and actually the Glyph came out as well, just before or after the tower fell.
That's always sad to see, though. I'm gonna note that this ancient stack is stacked around about 4 times, I think, right now, possibly even 5.
I think it's 4, or at least it feels like 2 dragons, 1 set of golems, and then just the little Thunderhide.
But either way, it's worth noting that I'm surprised they haven't decided to, you know, block off this camp. They are against an Enigma, so they surely, not Enigma, they're against the Tinker, so they surely know this has to be stacked for a bit. As we see another stack coming out. This is now a
Penta stack.
Yeah, Penta stack.
I mean, that's the only way I could think about it, the word for it. I mean, a quad stack, I say quadrupled, or the stack is quadrupled, and now it's... I can't say it's penta, it's stacked 5 times, but it sounds lame, man.
But either way, we are slowly approaching.
Oh, Razor might be in trouble. The Fisher is there, but there's no block. I think Skyrim Mage will get the slow. The Ancient Seal is there as well. But Misko, well, he was nowhere near close. But they are letting Razor know of their presence.
Yep, and this Razor is going to get back, and we're going to see Pugna rotate this top lane, and, you know, start slowly taking on this top tower as well. As, you know, the Pugna, I think he's actually got the mechanism right now. Very fast mechanism from him. Only 10 minutes in. That's going to keep the push up very, very high. He's got to boost the speed, going for those treads. And will be very, very soon.
Oh, the Fisher call down as well. Cheroshan will get caught. Ancient Seal. Another Arcane Bolt does get the kill. Sako went for the static link for now. Misko, he's going to go around. Rocket Barrage level 4. Roger, he just melts completely. And now Pugna, he has arrived. Nether Ward is down. They're going to dive the towers. They don't care. Sako going for the TP out. Will it be successful? Nope. Fisher to stop it from Willig. And 11-2 Eu4ia. They're just taking this early game by storm at the moment.
Yeah, their just ganks have been a lot better. I'm not quite sure what the Nagasaran was doing there. He kind of ran back in, even though there was no way they were going to take a 2 versus 3 situation.
Yeah, and oh, they're just probably going to keep on going. Skyrim Mage is level 6 by now as well, of course. Not too high on mana, but can get himself Arcane Boots now. Just got enough gold for it. Willig already has his own Arcane Boots. And actually, Pugna, he has a Belt of Strength. Do you think he's gonna turn it straight into maybe a Necro Book, or is he going actually for Power Treads?
Well, I'd say either of them would work, as in Power Treads for additional health, or just a Necro Book for even more push. Keep that push that does kind of level off a little bit later on in the game for Pugna against the Tinker, but keep that push going for a little bit longer than maybe it would normally. As in fact, considering the fact that he hasn't actually brought up the treads yet, it's probably going to be a very fast Necro Buck.
Yeah, actually, in my mind, I definitely like the Necro idea more, because they do not want to take this into the late game for sure. I mean, Nagasaran, yes, even as a support, still has the potential to maybe carry or transition into a semi-carry-ish kind. Just get the Diffusal Blade, be annoying. And of course, I mean, Tinker, just a beast late game. Although at the moment, they've been doing a really good job just shutting almost everybody down, except of course Tinker. He does have his boots of travels thanks to this penta stack that he farmed up.
Yeah, because, you know, that ancient stack is going to help him a lot getting that, but at the same time, a Tinker, although you may say it takes the 2,000 gold item to really get online, it's not just that item. He needs to reduce the stun coming out. He's not gonna try and go on that though. So they did have the ultimate from a Case's Void, but as I was just about to say, it's not really that. As we see the ultimate coming out, only gonna pick up one, not gonna take out the Tinker.
It was close though. I mean, if they had gotten a Tinker as well, it should have been a short kill, I think. Misko, he was already there to just pop down the cooldown if need be. But for that one hero, they didn't even really need it at all either. And actually, Sela now, he has a point booster as well, so not gonna rush the Necrobook at all. But my point would have been that Necrobook just additional push might be something they have to go for, although between a Gyrocopter and a Faceless Void, if they just get ahead early and even if they don't finish it, oh, actually Roger might be in trouble. Uses the mirror images, still takes some damage as Sky of Mage owned the Vengeful Spirit bottom lane.
Yeah, I don't think that Striker needed to pop his ultimate right there, but either way, that is going to be a kill, and you know, a kill is a kill, especially on that Vengeful Spirit too. Normally that wouldn't be that big of a pick-off, but it is won their cause. And though it's surprising to say in a game which we also have an Naga in, but you know, he is won their cause. So picking him off is always nice, as we do see the highest last hitter right now, surprisingly, is this Gyrocopter. Especially considering he was aggressive lane.
Yeah, it definitely didn't work out too well for the Razor. I mean, early on it was a 1v1 for first like 2 to 3 minutes maybe. But the supports from Cleave rotated top pretty damn early. Eu4ia supports went to help out a little bit as well, getting a couple of kills and just completely creating havoc on the map. And that's what I was talking about in the draft as well. That the Skyref as well as the Earthshaker, they have to create space, and they did so brilliantly. I mean, every lane from Eu4ia, they just got their farm, they got kills as well. And of course, you can see it from the kill score, 13 to 2. Cleave, they have only managed to get those 2 kills. And I mean, in the last fights, or little skirmishes even, they haven't even gotten close to a kill, so they just need so much more farm on the Tinker, on the Razor, who at least is close to his mech, 400 gold away. So that may be a great addition to them.
But there's already a mech on the other side, and they're currently, it shows in terms of the gold graphs, they're currently around about 8k ahead in terms of gold. If you go up to experience, they're only around about 5k, but this is not the start their team like Cleave really wanted, as their team is very mid-game dependent on getting the farm on those heroes they need, and it's just not happening right now. Especially this Tinker, who's, if I have a quick look at net worth, he is currently third, but third against a off-lane kind of Gyrocopter and the mid Pugner.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely not any better for the fact that Vengeful Spirit is their chosen carry, not the Naga Siren. So a lot of farm is dedicated to that hero. So far, she is level 10 at least, but still 2 deaths to her name. Going for probably drums now. Mech is finished on Razor. They still have a long way to go before they can actually safely say that they are back in the game. But Eu4ia, they have let down on the pressure a little bit. Maybe they're just waiting for Misko to finish up the BKB on the Gyro.
Yeah, because we are slowly just seeing this Eu4ia team get ahead. We have a look quick at the Void. He's already got that Mask of Madness. Didn't go for a Midas, as it looks like he was going for that more less farmy role. But either way, he's got Power Treads, a Mask of Madness already, and that Ring of Aquila. And so is, you know, he's doing quite a bit of damage this early on, as in a 15-minute Mask of Madness Power Treads does a surprising amount of damage. Especially when you throw it in with a little bit more agility given by that poor man's shield and the Ring of Aquila.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad just having those utility items, and especially if you want to go for a push, you want to have the Ring of Aquila at least on one hero. Actually, they have it on 2, so maybe a little bit unnecessary, especially since Gyrocopter isn't going for drums, at least not at the moment. I mean, you want to have drums and Aquila, mech, even an Urn if you want to go for just some heavier push, or have sustain, but oh, Earthshaker, 16 minutes in, already has his Blink Dagger now.
Yep, and that's against a Tinker who doesn't quite have his Blink Dagger at the moment. And I was about to say, actually, on that, before that last team fight happened, that Tinker really does need a Blink Dagger before he really comes online, so to say. He needs those 4,000 gold worth of items, and once that happens, then things start getting a little bit scary for Eu4ia, as they can just keep blinking into jungles and doing amazing things. We do see Scarith Mage picking up that gem, even more map control coming out from them, and I will say they do lack a few aggressive wards I'd like to see. They do have one in their enemy jungle, but aside from that at the moment...
Oh, Misko gonna get swapped in and snared up, magic missile, oh my god. He just blew up.
Yep, very nice smoke gank coming out there from Cleave. But at the same time, they're going to lose their tier 1 tower because of it. Or tier 2 tower here on top.
Yeah, it's a worthy trade for Eu4ia. Unless Cleave get the tier 1 as well, this bottom lane. And Gyro, he did finish the BKB before as well. And actually the tier 2 might not even go down, or Nether Blast comes out. TP cancelled. And actually, that's already a minor economic victory as well. One hero without the TP.
Yep, and you know, that TP cancel was smart because Void was there, he was getting a position, he had that Chronosphere. As in, if anyone TP just on their own, that would have been, you know, basically feeding kills. As we have a pause.
5 seconds, well, that should be a fast one, or over fast at least then. And actually, I thought it might have been somebody else TPing, but it was Tinker TPing there and cancelling it, so at least no gold lost for Cleave. They get the tier 1, but tier 2 goes down, so in the end, I mean, with the Gyrocopter kill, maybe slightly favoring Cleave, although they definitely don't want to be just losing any map control at the moment. Especially since Eu4ia, they have this nice aggressive observer ward now down in the enemy jungle as well. Exactly what you were hoping for. I mean, Pogna with this tower kill, only 150 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. And well, it's looking good overall across the board for Eu4ia at the moment.
Oh, yappers. We do also see a nice, you know, attempted gank here coming out from a Cleave right now. They are kind of staying in the enemy jungle. It is a bit worrying to do that, although they do have the Song of Siren to get out of there should things turn sour. But it is a little bit worrying because they're just so far behind in terms of golden experience right now that if they do get caught out, it could mean even more towers lost. But either way, they did get to pick up their first tower of the game, in fact. And that is something worth noting, that even though Cleave have kind of later game push strategy, even with that Shadow Shaman, they've only taken one tower at the moment. This one here in the bottom lane, while all their tier 1s and one tier 2 has been given up in replacement of that on the opposite side.
Yeah, it just goes to show how strong of a thing momentum can be. Eu4ia, I mean, they just won their lanes, and from that fact already they are able to just go and push and pressure Cleave, because Cleave, they definitely don't want to actually go into a proper team fight at the moment. Not when it's up against a Chrono, and Earthshaker who has a blink as well, but they might want to just sneak a Roche here.
Yeah, they could possibly go for that. This Roche would be a nice attempt. They've got the wards down. Let's just hope they didn't see it. They are going to realise that everyone's kind of missing for a bit. They're going to check their own jungle, realise everyone's gone. They've got wards in the enemy jungle. So at this point, there's very few places in which these players could be. But this Roshan is going to go down super fast due to that minus armor coming out from the Vengeful Spirit. And, well, because of that, this is going to be a free Roche for Cleave. And the start of a comeback.
Yeah, they can definitely use it. And actually, who's going to pick up the Aegis? It's going to be the Razor after all. I thought like Venge or Raze. Well, actually, oh, Fisher Block. Unfortunately, it doesn't get them on the right side. But who would you have preferred the Aegis on? Did they make the right decision putting it on Razor, or would the Venge have been a better choice?
Well, at this point, the Razor does more. As in, the Razor basically is the one who's going to be trying to stop the Void, or even the Gyrocopter, well, mostly the Void, from doing his work while inside the Chronosphere, and making sure he's still alive to be able to get his static link off, which, you know, doesn't have the longest cooldown in the world, is always important. As you see, the sieging is coming in once again from Eu4ia, and that's the advantage of having a Pugner as a pusher. You don't have to blow an ultimate, you don't have to send forward creeps. It's a very short cooldown. There's a lot of tower damage that you can just simply spam and whittle away your opponent's towers.
Yeah, actually the Nether Ward at the moment is not in range for the Tinker, so Tinker could just spam quite freely there. Most of the machines down, heat-seeking missiles. Celado will keep on just chipping it down. And Cleave, they do actually lack the blink initiation at the moment. Nobody will be there for them to just jump in. So for that already, maybe the Aegis on Vengeful would have been a little bit better, since he might be the one just initiating with a swap.
Yeah, that is worth noting, that as one of the few disadvantages of Vengeful Spirit as a carry is his general position is one to put himself in danger, as in swapping yourself with an enemy player generally does that.
Yeah, and Kingar just keeps on being annoying. I really would want to just see the Faceless Void jump him there. He just plays down the nether one. Look at Scylla, he's so low on health already. Oh, he had the regeneration. Now they're gonna go in. Chronosphere catches Tuxakok. He's out of it, but he's gonna go down immediately almost. The Mystic Flare helping out one more right click. No! They finally get the BKB on Miska. Will allow him to damage through the Song of the Siren. Now there's the Echo Slam Batman. Might fall down. Tuxakok, he comes back to life. And oh, the swap out from the Vengeful. It's beautiful. Now KOTD, he time walks in, but Hexed up. Wow, what a fight for Cleave. They get 4. They force the buyback on Pugna as well.
That was absolutely huge right there, as they do manage to pick up that kill. They are trying to go for a kill here onto Roger, but he is going to get out there nice and safe. The Pugna not quite doing the damage with his life drain, and this buyback is basically going to be for naught.
Oh, this was a huge bummer for Eu4ia. I mean, they were looking pretty damn good. Of course, the Gyrocopter being the only one who can damage in that Song of the Siren. Yes, he was able to burn down the Aegis of the Razor, but he himself actually dropped down to about quarter of an HP during the duration as well. And Vengeful swap out, it was just absolutely beautiful for him. I was so sure he's gonna go down, and in Eu4ia, how can you not get a single kill when you go in yourself, initiate with the Faceless Void, catching 2 heroes?
Well, the answer to that question is Song of the Siren. And that's the real reason why they picked up that Naga Siren, and the fact that when the initiation comes in, if they can pop it off fast enough, they can basically stop the follow-up. They can stop the Void from getting his full Chronosphere damage off until he picks up a BKB or something.
Well, just look at the graphs now as well. Gold graph from almost 10k back to 6k, and XP, it is actually slightly in Cleave's favor, about 200 XP, but still a 5k swing.
Yeah, like what I said is that team kills and stuff like teamfight mostly give you experience in terms of advantage, and that is a huge swing coming out for Cleave. 5,000 experience, and I'd say around about a 2,000 gold swing. Yeah,
it's just pretty good for them overall. And Pugna, he of course does have his Aghanim Scepter, but hasn't done in too much good at the moment, and he's constantly pretty low on mana as well since he didn't pick up the Arcane Boots early on. Still has that Belt of Strength as well. Can go for either Power Threads or of course still the Necro Book. But I mean, Faceless Void with the Chronosphere, yes, I can understand going for Aghanim Scepter, just life draining everybody to death inside the Chrono. But Necro Book, I still feel like maybe could have had some more impact since their tower push has really slowed down.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a shame, as it does look like now they're picking up that Power Treads. You just decided to go for the Aghanims first. Obviously, Aghanims are very good item on Pugna, especially as it basically makes you a semi-carry. Being able to always get that life drain off means that unless you're against a BKB, entirely or BKB team, the amount of life drain, you can tank a lot of damage. I'm sure everyone has been in a pub somewhere where they just see, your entire team focus the Pugna and just life drains up back to full.
Oh, and now Faceless Void might be in huge trouble. Can they get the Hex off? No, he gets the Chrono on the free in return. But the Song of the Siren once again, the Mystic Flare is there. Fisher as well. Metrim somehow live Willik. He blinked in aggressively. If there would only have been an Echo Slam now. He goes for Echo Slam anyway. Doesn't do any damage. He just goes down. Call down. Oh, Metrim was just on the edge of it. Manages to dodge it. And man, the Song of the Siren the second time around just completely turning that fight.
And once again, we just see the power of that hero, as we even see a big ultimate being popped by Earthshaker, but he just couldn't quite get into position in time, as, blinking in on top of Song of the Siren when there was that long left on it doesn't make good things happen. In fact, I'd say it makes bad things happen.
It's man, really good place by Naga Siren, I have to say. And well, I don't know if it was luck or what, because they were rather grouped up when they went through those trees here. But Naga Siren, he stood far enough back, didn't get chronoed, stopped it all around, just turned it all around. If the Earthshaker had gotten the Echo Slam with his blink, that would have been the fight then and there, one for Eu4ia. But now, looking at the graphs again, actually, I'm not too sure if they've even updated, because XP, it's going slightly in Eu4ia's favor. Never mind, now it updates, so actually not a huge swing at all. I would have thought it's going to be bigger.
Well, it was only one kill. They got the kill into Earthshaker. It was more big in a psychological effect in the terms of, we saw that money Chronosphere coming out. It was set up perfectly for the money Echo Slam, but Eu4ia, thanks to that Song of the Siren, was never able to cash out.
And I guess you're right. I just completely got fooled. That fight seemed so huge. But still, Cleave, I mean, looking good compared to how they were like 5 minutes ago almost.
Yep, compared to 5 minutes ago, they're actually doing stuff in team fights. They're pressuring. They're giving themselves the possibility of making it back into the game.
And they've smoked up as well. Won't find anybody, or will they? Willik. He's in a sneaky position inside the trees, inside the little hole that was there. But nobody is coming too far away. Metrim, he knows that danger awaits.
Yep, he's just going to stay back, and this Earthshake, he doesn't quite have his ultimate up yet, but this is a kind of sweet spot for Eu4ia right now. The Song of the Siren is down, but if we have a quick look at the Void, his ultimate is up.
Yeah, actually, the Song of the Siren is going to be level 2 soon, or rather, it is level 2 already, but the cooldown will decrease by quite a lot, from 3 to 2 minutes. But there's a BKB now on the Razor, of course. Business Void has one as well, but with Void going for BKB, he doesn't really output that much damage himself.
I do think, though, that the Void from the going with the BKB is actually very important, as what it really does is even later on, it stops that Song of the Siren just simply shutting down team fights. Because Void, even at this stage in the game, can do a lot of damage. I mean, he's got the Mask of Madness, he's doing 150 attack damage per hit, and he's got a considerable amount of attack speed.
It might be enough if he starts getting the time locks and oh, the Naga Siren illusion just went down before he reached the Nether Ward. A little bit unlucky, but now he sends another illusion, and actually that's a really great thing he's doing here. Because the Nether Ward otherwise would completely wreck the Tinker, who is actually going for a Bloodstone, has it as well if he just wants to buy it up.
Yeah, because we just see this Siege is coming in slowly, but Tinker, you know, he's one of the heroes who's very good at defending against the Siege as well. That March on the Sheen is just so annoying, especially when you got a Blink Dagger and now a Bloodstone. In fact, we do see, if we have a quick look at his farm's actually increased quite a bit ever since he picked up that Blink Dagger. He's got a Bloodstone in hand with 8 charges, and he's currently the second highest in the game, right behind the Gyrocopter. He's behind it by about 1,000. The Gyrocopter, he hasn't got very much on him, just a Black King Bar and the Helm of the Dominator. As Faceless Void's gonna pick up a kill there onto Tinker, and just when I was saying just how well Tinker was doing, he gets killed.
Yeah, I just caught the bare tail end of that fight as well. Just saw the Chronosphere ending and the Tinker almost falling there. So, I mean, it's actually a bigger kill than it would have been 1 minute ago, because the Bloodstone, it came out and suddenly 3 charges already gone down. Although Roger, can he set up a fight? He has the Song of the Siren as well. Are they willing to take the chance to just initiate with the song? They know that the Chronosphere is off cooldown as well, and oh, the net goes onto Misko. He's misses connect, Sakok is there as well, he pops his BKB, going for the turnaround. There's the Echo Slam onto Kingar. Can they actually get the kill BKB? Misko is gonna go for it, but no, he dies before the physical damage is too much for him to handle. Man, once again, they just barely make it out. Willik now hexed up. Faceless Void goes in with his own BKB, gets a few time locks onto Faceless Void, but he gets netted up. And I think Eu4ia, they've hit their wall.
Yeah, but they have kind of started hitting that wall. A few bad initiations coming out right there, as Gyrocopter did get caught out. He couldn't quite turn it around against the Razor. That was very close. As in, he popped that BKB, meaning that the static link wasn't actually removing damage from himself, meaning that he could do a lot towards that Razor. Sadly, the rest of the team was there. And, you know, this is not a 1-versus-1 game.
Yeah, it's... Man, 14 to 11 now. It was 13 to 2, I do believe, at some point in time. So there's been a huge swing of momentum. Looking at the graphs again, it's still not that big of a lead XP-wise. 1,500 gold graph, still hovering around 6,000 for Eu4ia. But there are a lot of towers on the map that Cleave has yet to take, so it's just free gold lying on the map, waiting for Cleave to pick it up.
Yep, and they're also going to pick up that free gold in terms of the Roshan using their die side advantage. And even worse than that is simply a case of the effect we're seeing right now, those last 2 team fights, or 3 team fights in fact, isn't so much physical or digital. I'm not quite sure how you'd say that. But mentally, in the sense of you had a team who was dominating. They were 12-3 up, I think, at one point. And just all of a sudden, Cleave are now in the driving seat. They've beaten back 3 attacks, and we do see a possible gank attempt coming out from the rest of them. All 4 coming forwards. They know that that Song of Siren is down, but it's only down for another 10 seconds.
They need to get something. Can they actually find the right Naga Siren? Yes, they can. Blink. The enchant slow time and well, Mystic Flare ensures the kill. that was a really small timing window. Like you said, there was only 10 seconds left on the Song of the Siren.
But they got that timing window, and now they can start pushing again. Now they can take a team fight, maybe get down this last tier 2, and all of a sudden the Chronosphere is no longer useless, I'd say, for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, and they have to make good use of that time. Necro level 2 is popped as well from Sela. Looks like they want to go in. Actually, Faces Void is at the bottom lane, so if they can't go high ground without the Faces Void, I think they can chip it down though. Another blast, just a few right clicks from the Gyrocopter. And, well, hope for the best siege, or just now rotate into the tier 2, get the last outer tower, try to starve Cleave if they can at all.
Yep, and this is going to be actually a lot of map control removed away from Cleave right now. As losing all those outer towers, it hurts in that way more so than the gold in some ways when you get to the later game. Because if we have a quick look at the opposing team, they've only lost 1 tower. They don't need any wards on their side of the river. They know exactly where their opponents are at all times with just 1 or 2 wards in hand.
Yeah, it's always nice to have map vision up. It's one of the most important parts in Dota, I think. Oh, they swapped in and bugged my illusion.
Oh, that was... I think that was more of a queued up like reaction than a thought out motion, as they would have realized that was an illusion as their smoke didn't pop.
Well, to be honest, the swap range is only 75 less than the smoke pop range. So it's like excusable at the moment. Still a mistake that really shouldn't happen, but I understand the Vengeful Spirit just seeing him and just arc click, like you said, queuing up the ability and now with this actually Gyrocopter has a Monkey King bar as well, so he's doing 269 damage per right click, and well, of course he can spread it around, spread the love with the flag cannon.
Yep, and I think that's actually a lot, although we do know that this Tinker, one of the few heroes which probably does very well against a Gyrocopter just because he can stay out of range of those fights. He doesn't have to get close and personal to do his damage, he just simply stays back and then Dagons everyone in the face in the late game.
He does have that level 1, although level 1 definitely not that scary. He is though back to 8 Bloodstone charges, so that's good for him.
Yeah, that 8 charges making it just so he's got such a fast respawn timer and so much mana regen, as we are seeing the wards and counter warding going on. That gem, I think they've actually still got the gem on the Scarif Mage. Scarif Mage doing pretty well now, 5, 2, and 8. Not really dying that much compared to the rest of his team.
Yeah, of course he can stay rather far back as well. All of his spells have a pretty reasonable range. And having that 4-step now as well will make his life even easier. But mid lane, we might see a gank happening.
Yeah, the possible 2 teams kind of grouping up a little bit before Cleave decides to get back. Not really having a lot of map control. We're just seeing how defensive they're having to play because of that lack of map control.
Yeah,
Razor is going to get spot out.
Oh man. Cleave, they have to be extra careful now. Sela with the Invis rune as well, spotting things out. He had the Necro level 3 popped as well. Can they get Xak off maybe? But he has an Aegis, not a prime target. But oh, Kingar, he goes down despite of the Song of the Siren now. Faces what he goes in with his BKB. Roger in huge trouble. He's gonna go down as well. Already the swap actually prevents it. Nope, it happened in the end anyway. Nether Blast into Metrium. Well, he got blown up. Villic tried to run away from Xak off. The mech comes out Urn as well. He taking missiles to finish the chop. But Xak off, he's gonna fall. Now, can they get the kill the second time around as well? Are they gonna be brave enough to go for it?
Not right now. They do actually make that. I think that was in total a 3-4-1, the Earth going down, but even getting that Aghanim's very crucial thing right there as Eu4ia finally pick up a nice team fight. That ultimate is coming out as long with the damage of Maelstrom. Meaning, you know, they're still in this. Eu4ia, they kind of had a little bit of a bad start, but either way, you know, this is 18-12, and they do take a small increase in their lead.
Yeah, they just needed this one fight so badly, if for nothing else, just to reassure them that they actually are still ahead. And it's definitely a good choice for them to actually take fights like that. But the biggest thing was that the Tinker died, even though the Song of the Siren came out. The Mystic Flare was already set on top of him, so there was no escaping that. And well, then BKB from Faces Void came in as well. Actually, the Chronosphere caught people, or at least I think the Shadow Shaman got caught still in the call down there as well. So it went pretty good for Eu4ia. They do pick up some extra set of items now as well. Like Maelstrom was there on the Faces Void before, and Villic actually going for his own BKB possibly. They want to make sure that Song of the Siren won't stop them, but of course you have to have the BKB pop before the song comes.
Yeah, well, in some ways, having the BKB on just one person is actually a very bad thing, as it effectively means that during the Song of the Siren, the rest of the team can basically focus one and only one person. On the other hand, though, you know, that BKB does stop the Song of the Siren a little bit of its potential due to the fact that they can still, you know, basically damage you in the face while it's been popped.
Yeah, well, it definitely is better to just have bulk BKBs in that case. To make sure just... First of all, everybody can actually damage, so the Chronosphere won't just be solo Chrono with Faces Void trying to bring somebody down with the right clicks. That other people can actually help out as well, but Tinker, he has himself a Dagon level 2 now. Not the most damage still, of course. Nothing compared to a level 5, cooldown wise, range wise. But Pagna actually went for a Blink Dagger now as well, so they want to be able to stay far enough back when the Song of the Siren comes out and either disengage or engage depending on how well the Song of the Siren is actually used.
Yeah, but while all this is going on, we do have to keep looking at this Tinker. The Tinker who is currently second in terms of farm, but has picked up his level 2 Dagon, and he's just going to get more and more scary. There's a lot of heroes in Eu4ia who can just be burst down instantly, even the Faceless Void to some extent. His BKB is only 8 seconds at the moment, and once that starts getting down to, you know, 654, that's when the Tinker starts to become a real threat, when he starts getting even those bigger, you know, Dagons and Ether Blades.
Yeah, and now actually the Aghanim Scepter is finished on Razor as well, so if they will get the higher levels into Dagon, like you were talking about, just with the physical damage coming in from the Eye of the Storm as well at the same time, they have kind of the best of both worlds, having the physical and the magical. Of course, the physical, it's gonna be increased even more. The Riptide is gonna come in from Naga Siren for minus armor, Howl of Terror from the Vengeful. So if they actually get hit by all of those, they might just melt extremely fast, because so far, yes, they've been getting PKBs, but it doesn't help as much, of course, against physical damage. And Cleave, they have a lot of that as well. But Kingar might get caught. Misko, he went in with the cooldown. He needs one more flak cannon hit. Can he actually get the Kingar? Oh, are you kidding me? He gets the blink out. That was so clutch. Or can he the Fisher? Oh, Willik, just in the nick of time, does manage to get the kill. And now Tinker, it actually doesn't have a buyback. He already used it in the last fight, so 50 seconds. Eu4ia can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they should really start to push right now, as this, obviously the Roshan is actually just going to spawn.
Go on, Eu4ia. Go, Scout, Roshan. They get the double damage rune as well. It would be the best thing they can do. Of course, 35 seconds. They might even get Drax in that time.
Yeah, they're not checking Roshan.
Well, in the end, it might be good if they get Drax from it. Because if they get Drax, they can maybe earn back off to get Roche after that. 20 more seconds. Nether Ward is down. Plasma Field from Xako. And well, the tower starting to take a lot of damage. BKB activated from the Gyrocopter. That was preemptive.
Yeah, that was a little bit too soon, I feel, for him to be popping his BKB right now, as the Void is still here, though. And they are going to take down this tier 3 tower. Very little they can do, but the Tinker is back up.
Yeah, that's actually huge, the BKB on Gyrocopter being on cooldown. And oh, Void, he goes in, he catches too. But there's the Song of the Siren. BKB is there, Metrim will go down. Seal actually life drain, just look at the range, Kinkar. Still alive, Tinker. The wrong target from Faces Void, just should have gone for the Tinker immediately. And they don't kill either. Metrim survives with 30 HP, Melirex, they do fall down. But Eu4ia, I think that was miscommunication. Fisher. Oh, the Mystic Flare is off target on a stun target.
That did actually hurt a lot right there.
And they don't even disengage, they just want to keep on going. Kingar will get the blink out to the high ground. Sila, they're just not giving up, they're feeding. A Fisher onto Kingar. Misko, he comes back in as well. He doesn't have his PKB, will he have enough? The Echo Slam is there, Metrim. He's gonna go down, but the Mass Serpent Wars are taking down Gyrocopter. He's netted up as well. Can he get... Well, he got Roger. It was a 3-4-4 in the end. Melirex went down. But I do believe Eu4ia could have done it so much better. They could have killed Tinker there. Faces Void was right-clicking Shadow Shaman. Couldn't even get the kill there. Then switched his focus too late. While in the meantime, Pagna was just life draining away on the Tinker.
Yeah, they could have got the Tinker that focused him first, and that would have made that fight a lot easier. But I will also say another mistake we saw right there was that Earthshaker. The Earthshaker fissure, we didn't mention that it's very good to set up stuff like that, but if you use it while they're in the Chronosphere, it can be worse than... it can be more harmful than help, and we just saw that hindrance, as Void had to spend a lot of that Chronosphere running around to actually get into position.
Yeah, it is always a threat with an Earthshaker. And well, this time around it definitely hurt them a little bit there. Maybe in the end a lot as well, especially if Cleave, if they are to get this Roshan now who has a cheese, it's gonna be a huge blow to Eu4ia and Cleave. All of their heroes are alive, whereas Eu4ia, 2 of them are down for 15 and 19 seconds. So, I mean, Cleave, I do believe they've been in this game for so long because of the 2 ages that they had to begin with. And this is gonna hurt a lot.
As we do also have a very nice, well, a nice-ish item coming out of the gyrocopter. It is going to be that butterfly.
Oh, they actually might even make it to stop it. They buy Boots of Travels. They're all in the mid lane already. Oh man. The Mystic Cleric there as well. The jumping. They actually go for the crown only onto the Razor, whose Eye of the Storm is activated. And now Batman, he swapped himself in. He saved the Razor. Are you kidding me? I was so sure he's gonna go down. Some of the Siren is there. Dagon, the kid faces White Batman though. Life Drain. Will they go down? Roshan? No. Roshan is not gonna go for the kill, but a 1-for-1. Man. Void, Razor, Batman. Well, oh man.
But what's even bigger than that is 2 big ultimates. Well, I say ultimates. As we do see, the Naga Siren jumps in, tries to steal it. Not going to be able to. He's going to lose his life because of that, and that means he's going to be down for 50 seconds. Make that a double kill right there. Tinker instantly buys back. They know the push is on.
And Medrim, can he TP out? They're going to go for Batman. He just bought back as well. Vengeful, you cannot die here. Can you swap into anybody? Swap Sarkohen? No. Cannot even do it. Ancient Seal, silence him for long enough. And if they just can get Kingar now as well, man, this game.
Yep, and what's even worse is that this Razor, he doesn't have his BKB at the moment. He had to use a charge of it.
They go in the cooldown, the Echo Slam as well onto the 2 core heroes, silence onto Xako. This is probably going to be GG. Razor, he has buyback, but Tinker does not. Medrim, shackles onto Sela. No, he's going to go down.
Yeah, nothing he can do right there is he just pop his cheese to keep himself up, but they're just going to go for this top racks. There's no creeps in the area, but they don't really need them. Not with the amount of push they've got at the moment, especially with the damage Gyrocopter is doing, and the mech just gets popped out, and the GG is called.
Man, Cleave, they did some good job just going for a couple of fights, but they won fights and that was about it, because all the lanes were pushed in, they couldn't get any objectives, and by the end of the game, they had only killed 1 tower, and just lacking that global gold, being behind in items, that was really their biggest downfall, I think.
Well, I would actually disagree a little bit. I feel that those last few team fights, especially that last one around the Roshan, before that Roshan kill, before that Roshan team fight, they were still in it. They just kind of, that Roshan was all over the place. They kind of started initiating. They did a good job keeping the Razor alive, but after that, they should have disengaged. Instead, they kind of went in 1 by 1, got the buybacks, and kind of still fed in 1 by 1, giving up huge amounts of team fight, getting the buyback to cooldown timer, and against a Pugner, that's basically GG.
Yeah, it was like that as well. I mean, the gold and XP lead almost always kept on growing for Eu4ia as well, but Cleave, they definitely did some weird moves to say the least here, and well, for this, they have to fight even harder in game number 2, and we can't even just chat around here for too long. We're gonna jump into game number 2 as well, guys. So, hope you enjoyed, and hope you stick with us as we're gonna go just into the next lobby, and if you liked us, be sure to follow us on this channel, HeflaTV 2 as well, and the social media, HeflaTV on all the social links. It is below the stream anyway, if you're lazy and just want a shortcut, but guys, stick with us.